There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go.
YouTube, welcome to the grand finale of the Meta Weekly in Master Duel. Just being joined on YouTube or subscribed on Twitch gives you a free entry. On Sundays, we're going to do multiple tournaments throughout the entire day. So if you show up on twitch.tv/Dkayed, not Duel Links Meta, Dkayed, around 3 p.m. EST or later, you're going to be in for free. For free. In the Discord, I put the room ID multiple times throughout the day, and all of those tournaments are going to be qualifiers for the big tournament on Monday. So you qualify, it's kind of like a nationals, but it's every week. Now, Terran CM is playing Virtual Worlds, and J Church is playing Drytron. Do we have a channel point bet for this? Yes, we do. Drytron Nova is going to special summon a Drytron from the deck. Many people note that this card is a bait. It's a jabait. It's not baiting the Maxi because that's a great Maxi. It's baiting the Ash Blossom. This is when you should Ash Blossom. Thank you to Sakura in the Master Duel Discord for giving us this list. Screenshot it. Hold it by your side when you're dueling against Drytron. That's when you should Ash Blossom and not the special summon. That card should not have been Ash Blossomed, and he didn't. He Maxied. Come forth into a Linkuriboh. Now, to have the optimal viewing experience, I'm going to have the deck type page for both decks up. So we have the Drytron and we have the Virtual World. This is what you could expect in the main deck of both decks. But sometimes the extra deck is more important than the main deck. That's generally going to be the Virtual World deck is going to be more important. We have Called by the Grave, a great counter card. You wait for them to activate a Drytron in the graveyard by tributing a card in the hand or field. Then you Called by the Grave it, banish. Called by the Grave, objectively, you should put it in all your decks. I don't care what you're playing. You should be playing Called by the Grave. These are the top three cards. Ash, Max, and Called. Just put them in all your decks. Even though Maxi's not that good against Eldritch, sometimes you could get lucky with the Maxi. They might use their Conquistador Chainlink to summon the Eldritch, then you Chainlink 3 Maxi. Got him. All right, we have Diviner of the Herald is going to send the Arclight. Arclight is activating, and you see his field lighting up. That means he has something you can't fake this. Woo! Held on to that Ash Blossom. Negate the search. Very good. Could have used it on the Drytron Nova, but instead properly used it on the search, using Maxi on this instead. Now that the Diviner of the Herald is level 6, what is the purpose of that? Why? Well, they want to, if you understand their extra deck of a Drytron player, they want to make Beatrice. Why do they want to make Beatrice? Usually they're going to make a Ben 10 and then do the rank 6 for Beatrice, because Beatrice can send Ava on your turn and your opponent's turn, which means the Ava is going to search 4 cards. Ava is going to search for freaking 2 Herald of Orange Lights and 2 other fairies, and this card will, more than once per turn, negate a monster effect. But more importantly, it gives fuel for the ultimateness to ultimately negate anything. This dude still got counters for days. I can't believe it. Gamma, Called, Ash, Maxi. He's got everything. Only activatable if you have no monsters. So maybe turn 1 on purpose. He's like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to set Called, sit on Gamma, sit on Ash, sit on Maxi. That's great. Negate, summon 2, block the fields. Interesting hand. And he was under Maxi, so he did not want to summon too much. He drew the Diver. That sucks. That really sucks. That the Driver was from the hand. Straight up -1. Not good. It summons from the deck or graveyard, but that's okay. Virtual World's all about having face-up virtual world cards on your field so that you could summon your virtual worlds. All your virtual world monsters will need to target a virtual world to summon onto the field, plus send a virtual world from the deck to the grave. Generally, you're going to want to send the Qinglong to the grave because then it searches another monster. Very good. The goal with the deck is to make a level 9 Synchro, to then ultimately make the true king of all calamities, which if you want to scare a TCG player among many other cards, show them this. They'll freak out. Double virtual world summon. What do I mean about Ben 10? I mean my favorite show on Nickelodeon, mate. What do you think I mean? Tuner and non-tuner, but 6 and 6. How are you going to make work with that? We're going to use the effect of the Roshi to summon a level 3 non-tuner from the grave. And now we got the level 9 Synchro. We got 2 level 9 Synchros. We went from turn 1 set called the grave. Now this dude's got nothing in his hand. Now if you were to activate Qinglong, you add a monster, but then you have to discard a card. He's got nothing in the hand. Nothing. The Nyan Nyan was able to summon because we were able to summon a level 3 monster. On the summon of a level 3 monster, the Nyan Nyan in the graveyard activates to special summon. Double level 9. Shen Shen will banish any card on the field that's sent to the grave. When your opponent declares an attack, you can tribute this card, and the Karibo will now be banished. Why is that important? Does that stop the effect? No, but the Link Karibo likes to summon from the graveyard, and now it won't be able to do that. There you go. So a pretty good counter to the Link Karibo. Shen Shen activating. When your monster declares an attack, you could return 1 banished monster to the owner's graveyard. Not a big deal. What are we returning to the grave? What? Banish card to the grave. Drive. Whoa! That's crazy. When you play 2 Gammas in your deck, if you use the first Gamma, your second Gamma's dead because the driver's banished, and it will only summon it from the graveyard, hand, or deck. Now the other Gamma is going to be live if he gets to a point where he has no monsters on the field. It's such a tiny detail. It's mostly irrelevant, but who knows? It could become relevant. Maybe. Probably not. Croc is going to draw a card. On summon, draw into a hand trap, draw into a side deck. Because we're drawing a card, now we could use the Qinglong in the graveyard to search, then discard. Search a monster, if we want. If we want. Nyan Nyan is going to return a banished card back into the deck, returning the Gamma back in the deck. Nyan Nyan being banished is how you recycle your VFD, your true king of all calamities, which is limited to 1. So if this goes into the graveyard because you somehow didn't win after making it, you could banish it with Shen Shen, and then you could have Nyan Nyan be banished. Where's Nyan Nyan at? And then Nyan Nyan will return the true king back into the extra deck. It's here. The ultimate boss monster. Some say Rongo's better. Some say the True King is a lot better. This card is so good, it's banned in TCG. It's got the quick effect to prevent your opponent from activating or attacking with any of their monsters. But you got to use it properly. You have to declare an attribute of what you think your opponent wants to activate from their hand or their graveyard. There's a cool trick with knowing what to use it against. So if you know what you're playing against, I'm not cheating for him. Chill. You could, in the search Drytron, and then search monster, and then if you want to hone it down to the main deck, you look at what could activate from the hand or the graveyard. And then you call that attribute. I'm not coaching, though. I would not encourage a player to use the website during a grand finals. That's kind of cheating. Lulu is here. Lulu is top tier. Lulu searching. Can you believe that? That means I have not used my normal summon yet. That one, and I'm still not going to use it. That's absurd. You click the info button, and you could see if you still have a normal summon. What the heck? What the heck? GG is GG. Really is. This is, what are we doing here? What are we going to make? Now, a lot of people wonder, how come virtual worlds don't use links? Well, on all the virtual worlds, they say that you could only use level or rank 3 or higher. Gossip Shadow. You may know this card from Rongo, being able to equip under Rongo and making it unstoppable. The GG's adding a card in the graveyard back to the hand during the end phase. But its other effect is, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you negate it by turning the effect into both players draw one card instead. True King of all calamities is preemptively activating with the toggle on in the draw phase. You have to have toggle on to do this. Light. It looks like someone is a power user of MasterDuelMeta.com, knowing that this is light and it activates in the graveyard of the hand. Light, light, light. The whole deck is light. The whole deck activates from the hand or the graveyard, and they're all light. Could not activate anything, and he passes. I was told that Drytron was going to easily win this game. That's what I was told. And that's how the vote is. They voted 69% in favor for Drytron. Get smacking. Lethal damage. Fool. Game 2. Game 2, let's go. Nice. Nice. Koj, I see you made another... I see some other gifts too. We have Gamma negating the Alpha. Alpha tributing the Zeta. Negate. We're going to Cyber Emergency, searching for a Drytron. Activate the Zeta in the graveyard to special summon onto the fields. Now, this will be able to add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Both decks don't really... Their normal summon's not that important. We are activating the Delta. Delta is going to draw a card, maybe drawing into a hand trap or a side deck card. We are playing with side deck. This is best of 3. Now, what did stopping the Alpha prevent? The Alpha was going to add a ritual monster, and it got negated. So we have a ritual spell, no ritual monster, because that freaking Gamma. Gamma's a super rare. You should play this. It's great. Would you all say Gamma should be played in our anti-Eldritch package? No. Okay. Or we're not going to do that then. We are compiling a list of cards that are good against Eldritch and all other decks. But more importantly, it's good against Eldritch. Because a lot of you are losing to Eldritch. And here are good cards that not only counter Eldritch, but counter every other deck also. All of these cards are good against these grand finalists and Eldritch. Because a lot of people, the TCG mindset, they want to counter Eldritch with side deck cards, but then their side deck cards are not good against other decks, and you're putting them in your main deck for best of 1. It's a different mentality with Master Duel at the moment. If you can't draw your Ben 10, then you force it. You freaking force it. You grab it with the Union Carrier. Gamma is going to special summon a monster from the grave so that we can exceed. I think Jade Church will be winning this. Now, the Union Carrier cannot be used for a link the turn it's summoned. So how do we get the Union Carrier in the grave? How do we get Ben 10 in the grave? Vivanovsky is trying to cheat by coaching Jade Church on what to do with it. Masquerina. Let's go. Terran Sem. Used an early Gamma to stop the search of a ritual monster. It did prevent him from ritual summoning. Now, virtual worlds just need a face-up virtual world in the field. This Masquerina can link summon during your opponent's turn. Normally, it's going to link into the very popular Unicorn. But you want to know what's more popular than Unicorn? The Apollo. Apollo USA. We're activating it now, though. We could have used it in response to... I mean, would Apollo early would have been good, maybe? I don't know. They could have just normal summon attacked over it. I'm honestly not sure what the best play is here. The Unicorn is not going to stop this summon. This summon's going to go through. So this is not like a Chain Link 2 MST. If you Chain Link 2 to a virtual world targeting a face-up card, then you can return that card, banish the card, pop the card, and it stops them from summoning the virtual world. Unicorn's going to start on a separate Chain Link. That's why a preemptive Apollo could maybe have been a better idea. Apollo negate the GG in the hand, drop down to 800 attack, but then they could normal summon GG, attack over Apollo, then main phase 2, maybe make a Calamity. You tell me, just ideas. Ideas. You may have gotten rid of my trap, but I still have a face-up virtual world. Virtual worlds only need a face-up virtual world to summon. And not using up the normal summon. No normal summon needed. Jade Church is talking in the chat during the grand finals. What'd he say? If you're going to say something in chat at me so I could read it, why don't you repeat it to me? What'd he say? He cut off Apollo? What does that mean? He cut out Apollo from the extra deck? It's not in his extra deck? I forgot I cut Apollo in my list. Oh. Well, damn. He ain't Apollo USA. He Canadian. All right, that's fine. Teleport. Taryn, can you let me know in the chat if you got one turn kill? I'm gonna assume you do. Maybe you do. Let's go. We are summoning a level 6 Synchro. Charge Warrior. Again, the virtual world deck is restricted from link summoning. They cannot link summon. Charge Warrior on summon, draw a card. Target a virtual world, special summon. The whole deck's about making level 9 synchros, and Charge Warrior just climbs your way up to that level 9 synchro. The Earth monsters generally are going to be the non-tuners. So it's a good way to look at the deck. Earth, level 3, level 6, non-tuner, non-tuner. Wind, level 3, level 6, tuner. Green is tuner, black is non-tuner. Earth, wind tuner, non-tuner, earth. 6-3-3-6. And then you just need a face-up virtual world, and what you want to send to the graveyard is going to be the Quing Long to search for another monster. And you got the plays. You're working your way up. You make a Cloud Castle if you have a level 9 synchro in the graveyard. If not, the Shen, the Crocodile, the Crocodragon's good. You draw on summon. The Shen's good for a follow-up. So if you don't care so much about the follow-up and you just want to draw a card, or Shen if you want to use Shen while in the field to make sure so cards in the field get banished. You want to pop a card, do it with the Vermilion. Draw, pop, banish. But it all leads into the True King of all calamities. When you make the Shen, Croc Dragon, or the Vermilion, you're generally not going to make another level 9 synchro unless your hand's busted. So what you're going to do is you're going to resummon a level 6 from the graveyard with this trap that you have in the grave. And then the other trap that you have in the grave is going to make the level 6, level 9, then you make the True King of all calamities. So what do we have in the graveyard? We have the ability to turn a level 6 into a level 9. We have a busted hand as we're summoning 2 level freaking 9s. Busted. All roads do lead to the calamity. Banish a tuner. Pop the Fool. Get wiping. How much damage do we have on the field? We have 7,000. Has not even used a normal summon. Literally normal summon your favorite 1000 attack monster, you tell me. Uh-oh. I believe that's it. That might be it. That is 1800 attack. I see lethal damage, but you know what? The unicorn secretly can't be destroyed by card effects, and you just tried. Nice try, this ain't TCG. How dare you? How dare you? What, you didn't read my card? Because it's not this card. It's the card in my grave that you didn't read. Clearly, my Masquerena says, the monster used for this summon, the card that I summon with this, cannot be destroyed by card effects. Nice try. We don't have lethal. We slamming. So this was a mistake. He should have made the Croco Dragon to draw a card. It's okay. This is why we love Yu-Gi-Oh! Top players making mistakes. Consider myself multi-world champion finalist for Duel Links. Do I make mistakes when the stakes are on the line? No, I do not. Cannot relate. We're changing the level to level 3. You could reduce or boost by 3 levels. We may not be able to link summon, but we can exceed. Into the Gossip Shadow. This is good to stop a Nibiru. This is good to stop any monster effect. It negates the monster effect and turns it into both of you draw a card. This is what the kids would call a GG easy. True King of all calamities will prevent the activation of any monster effects if we call the right attribute. Normally, you're going to hold with the toggle on. You need your toggle on to activate the True King within the draw phase. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do so. The turn player will retain priority in the main phase to activate a monster effect before you can prevent it with the activation of the True King of all calamities. Very good calling light because you want to prevent the activation of light monsters from the hand and the graveyard by calling the correct attribute. The field attribute does not matter because the True King will turn everything into what you declare, which is light. Drytron's all about light, though. Ben 10 being tributed will be prevented by the True King of all calamities, right? We tributed the Delta to summon the Ben 10. Clearly, he's got to play. Oh, otherwise he would have surrendered, right? Activating the virtual world Chuchi. Chuchi, also known as Chuchi, can pop a card in the field. Wipe that fool out. If you're playing against Tri-Brigade Leerlusk, you want to call Wind because it will stop the Wind Leerlusk monsters from activating in the hand. Or you could call Fire to stop Ash Blossom. Back to Fortnite. J Church has been defeated by the True King of all calamities. Thank you very much. That was an epic grand finals. Terran Sem. I'll never forget him because in the top 4, he made a Zeus. Didn't activate it. Had multiple turns to activate it. He was so disciplined to hold on to the Zeus. He did not blow his load early. He won without activating Zeus. Then in game 2, he made a True King of all calamities and he refused to use it. Multiple turns passed as he did not even activate his True King of all calamities. Now, J Church was good enough to push Terran into actually activating the True King of all calamities. And that is your grand finals.